really calm, actually. He was like, I don't need to be so athletic here. 30 seconds to play in the first. It's now 30-14. Rudy Gobert hands it to Edwards, and Edwards is making another three. He made one of those in game 2. Tonight, he was 5 of 8. He also had 16 points in the first quarter. The Thunder, all of them, had 14. It was a 20-point game after one. Now in the second, it's more than that. Jalen Williams turns it over. Terrence Shannon Jr., how about this? That man played 13 minutes. He had 15 points. Timberwolves up 44-20. Now it's a 30-point lead. 30 in an NBA game in the conference finals. Edwards made it 32. Edwards gets it to Julius Randle, who, by the way, had 6 points in game 2. Finished this one with 24 to make it a 34-point lead. Then Edwards, step back, nails that. Timberwolves scored 72 in the first half, their most in any half in a playoff game in franchise history. It was 72-41 at the break. Did it get better in the second half? No, it did not. Edwards, again. He was like a human highlight reel, which was good to see because I feel like we've been missing a little bit of that in the first 2 games. It's now 81-52. Edwards, told you he made 5 threes. That's one of them. 84-52. Where's Randle? There he is. He's like, I remembered how to shoot as well. 3. 92-56. This is the only time we're going to see SGA, the MVP, playing defense. Didn't work. Randle again had 24 points. Timberwolves were up by 38. Edwards in this one, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. The score was not a squeaker. 143-101 Timberwolves on the board in this series.
It's about just bringing energy with a team like this. OKC played with a ton of energy, no matter what. First through the fourth quarter. So I'm just trying to exceed their energy or match it at least. That was the most important thing today, and I think we did that. You know, we're still down. It's just one win. Can't get too high on it. Don't get too low. Just got to try to win another one, man. This team, they're the best team in the NBA. So. Got to be able to beat this team more than one time, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah, to sum it up, we just didn't have it. They obviously had it with the sense of urgency, knowing like if they go down 3-0, it's going to be pretty tough. And we just, what it felt like, just eased into the game, and they didn't, and they blitzed us pretty early. And then we were never able to get back because of it. It happens. Like, you're never going to be perfect in life in a long season. You know, you get punched, it's about getting back up. It's about responding. We got punched in the mouth today, and next game we're either going to get back up or not, and we'll lose the game. But we have a decision to make for sure.
You know, the funny thing is, after game 1, he said, I felt a little rusty going into the game. After game 2, he talked about feeling tired going into the game. Well, if you take that into account in this game, there you go. Anthony Edwards, though, finished with his 15th career 30-point playoff game. If you want to put that in perspective, and we do, all other Timberwolves players have combined for 15 of those games. All of them. The next closest player is Kevin Garnett with 7.
All right, Tim Legler here now on SportsCenter. Look, if there was any question how the Wolves would respond at home after 2 dismal performances in OKC, we got that answer real quick in a hurry, especially Anthony Edwards, 16 points in that first quarter. What changed for them?
I just thought there was the appropriate level of energy you have to have against Oklahoma City. I didn't see that in games 1 and 2. That meant there was no swagger there. The swagger was there from the beginning. Their best player came out and got them started, as you mentioned, with Anthony Edwards. I thought that set the tone for their entire team. You know, you tend to relax when you know your best player's in a good place. And his aggressiveness, getting out in the open floor, his first 2 dunks of the series he got in that first quarter, and his step-back 3 was working. That dual threat. Anthony Edwards gave us that. Another thing, though, I think that mattered, Michael, in their zone defense that they played in game 2. I thought it put a passive mentality into their heads. This is a team full of athletes. Right. They've got size. They've got lateral speed. You might not be able to beat Oklahoma City in a series, but I think the best bet is to turn them loose against those guys. Man up, take the challenge, use your activity and your athleticism. They did that tonight. The activity level was off the charts. Yeah. And I thought it really kind of throttled Oklahoma City. They just did not get any rhythm whatsoever in this game.
So let's go to the other side, because you mentioned how when your best guy is playing well, you feel more confident. Yes. The Thunder didn't have that. Their best player, the league MVP, 4 for 13 in this game was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Obviously, that has to change in Game 4, but what led to that here in Game 3?
Well, there's no doubt that they had him targeted as a priority. We're not going to let you come down and get these high ball screens, these brush screens, and just eat us up right down the center of the floor, getting to your sweet spots, which means either a pull-up jumper or getting to the foul line. 4 free throw attempts in this game. He had 28 in the first 2 games. So they played him without fouling. But more importantly, they just committed extra bodies to his driving paths, forced kickouts. Oklahoma City is not a high-volume three-point shooting team. I think Minnesota made a determination. We're not watching that anymore because the 38 he got in Game 2 was easy. Everything about it was literally looked like a practice performance. I think they saw the film. They took it personally. They were going to load up on Shea on the edges of the lane, force the kickouts, get closeouts with a hand up, and they were going to count on the fact that Oklahoma City was not going to make enough threes to beat them.
Right.
Now, the game got so out of hand in the second quarter.
Didn't matter,
We'll never really know, but
right.
The tone was set. How they wanted to approach this game was very effective. And as we are saying, they're back in the series.
So now the question is for Oklahoma City, how would they respond in Game 4, again, trying to get it back to OKC? Tim's coming back a little bit more because there's another series we need to talk about here on Saturday night.
Well, how...
Shay, what'd you feel just in terms of the force that they were playing with early and what you all needed to do differently in the opening minutes of this game?
Yeah, we just didn't bring it from an energy and focus standpoint. To sum it up, we just didn't have it. They obviously had it with the sense of urgency, knowing like if they go down 3-0, it's going to be pretty tough. And we just, what it felt like, just eased into the game, and they didn't, and they blitzed us pretty early, and then we were never able to get back because of it. But they just came out with a sense of urgency, and we didn't. And on top of that, when you play a really good team, it looks like that. So we got to come out with a sense of urgency, and then see where the game lays.
Shay, was there a play or a sequence that you saw and thought like, okay, things are probably starting to get out of hand?
We just turned the ball over early. They had offensive rebounds early, like a free throw block out I missed, and then I was offensive rebound. Just energy plays and little plays, like loose balls, stuff like that adds up, especially early in the game. And then they're at home, their crowd's behind it, and then they get comfortable. They're up 15 and they're open and they're making shots, and now it's 22. It's all a trickle effect, but it starts with just playing with energy and being focused, and we didn't have that tonight.
Along similar lines, Chet was just in here saying that Minnesota played with an edge that you guys just didn't match. Why do you think that is that you guys didn't match that edge?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. The same thing kind of happened in the Memphis series. We came out in Memphis and they blitzed us. I'm not sure. I guess both situations we were up 2-0 going into Game 3, and we went on the road and they blitzed us. But we don't try to go out like that, I promise you. But whatever it is, we got to figure out if we want to reach our ultimate goals. But that's what the days in between are for, to get better.
Shay, we've seen you have the occasional off shooting night. This felt like it was really tough for you to generate.